Hi, this is Jennifer from Sanctuary Tattoo, and I wanted to do a vlog today about cover-ups. And the reason that I wanted to do a vlog today about cover-ups is because I've been corresponding with somebody about a cover-up, and so it's been really getting me thinking about what I'd really like to share with you about how you can go about getting yourself the very best cover-up for you. So, the first thing I'd like to address is that when you're getting a cover-up, chances are you're going to be feeling kind of anxious about the whole process because you obviously have a crappy tattoo that you probably got burned in the first place, and so many people feel anxious about going in and trusting somebody to fix what has happened because of the bad experience they had before. So this leads me to the next point, which is that doing your research is really crucial when it comes to a good cover-up. You really want to look at people's portfolios, and you want to look at examples of other cover-ups they've done, and you want to see that not only does their style reflect something that you're going to be happy living with for a long time, but also their technical abilities give you confidence that they're going to be able to do something for you. A good tattoo artist is going to be really blunt with you and is going to tell you what's possible and what is not possible. And a good tattoo artist is going to say no to you as much as they're going to say yes to you. And so, you know, you may come away being surprised and even sometimes a little shocked that it's going to take more time and energy and money than you were expecting it to. But good cover-ups are never cheap. And cheap cover-ups are never good. And so it's really important for you to trust that the person that you're going to be working with is really looking out for your best interest. And because you got a lousy tattoo in the first place, we're going to be working with something already there, and it adds a whole other level of complication to the process that we need to take into consideration. So after you've researched for the right artist for you, what you want to be thinking about is not what's going to cover your tattoo up, but really what kind of subject matter you'd like to have on your body instead of whatever it is that you've got. And we'll figure out how to make that work. Now, if you are looking, if you're looking at tattoos in general, tattoos that have more texture, that are of a more organic nature, something that's more painterly, more realistic, although it doesn't have to be realistic, but has a lot more texture to it, and is going to be a more effective cover-up than if you try to do something bold, something graphic, something geometric. So, contrary to popular belief, tribal is really not the most effective way to do a cover-up. And a lot of times one of the big mistakes with cover-ups is big black blobs over things, when really the skill of a good cover-up is taking into consideration what's in there in the first place and how you can utilize it to blend with what you're putting there next, so it becomes part of the design and actually supports the design and augments it, as opposed to being something that's just completely going against the grain. Because with tattooing, every time you put pigment into the skin, you're adding more pigment to what is already there. So pigment is cumulative. And so you always have to think about how the pigment is going to blend with what's already in there. And a good tattoo artist is going to take that into consideration and is going to be really working with that. Now that said, part of the reason why you want to be doing your research so carefully is because you have one chance to get a good cover-up. Generally the way it works is that skin can only handle so much pigment before it becomes completely saturated. And the more pigment you put in, the less the new pigment is going to influence the way that the old pigment looks. So you really have one chance to get a great cover-up, and that's pretty much it. When you've gone and gotten, so one of the things that I've seen with this person I was talking with is that she sort of went back into a tattoo she wasn't happy with and kind of added some more stuff she wasn't happy with. So now we have 2 passes of crappy tattooing that I'm talking to her about fixing. Another word of advice is do not micromanage or bargain with your tattooer who is going to fix your tattoo. You got yourself into this situation in the first place, either because you were looking for a cheap tattoo or because you were really unfortunate to be getting tattooed by somebody who didn't know what the hell they were doing. But it's really really important that you trust your professional and you take what they tell you seriously. So a lot of times this means that you are going to need to budget for this. You're going to need to plan for it and prepare, because while a cover-up is certainly a much, much more reasonable way to deal with something than spending probably sometimes 4 or 5 times as much money on laser treatments, it's still going to cost you a chunk of change to repair a good tattoo, or to repair a tattoo and make it a good tattoo. In general, the way that I work is if I'm doing a cover-up for something small, I can usually do that in one sitting, and often in a few hours. If I'm doing a cover-up for something that's medium size or slightly bigger, that's usually one longer sitting followed by a follow-up appointment to make sure that everything is worked well and is blending together. And so you can pretty much anticipate that a good cover-up artist is going to be doing, unless it's a small piece, is going to be working with you for at least 2 sittings to make sure that everything is blending, everything is covering up and disappearing to the best of their ability and of the ability of the tattoo. So planning, being prepared to commit to the process that it's going to take to make something go away, and not just trying to add little bits here and there to improve something. You're far better off taking the time, planning to do it right in one time than you are adding a little bit here, adding a little bit there, with the idea that maybe someday you'll tie it all together. That's a pretty important thing. So that's what I have to say about cover-ups right now. Most important things are, think about what kind of subject matter you'd like to have there. Do your research, find a great artist that you feel confident can help you, and then when you find them, listen to them and trust their professional opinion, and be prepared to spend some time and some money to get a good tattoo. Okay, I hope you have a great week, and I'll look forward to talking to you later. And by the way, if you haven't already seen them, please check out my business partner Chris Dingwell's new vlogs. They're absolutely fabulous. Okay, bye.